Sure, appreciate you guys coming. I mean, as you probably saw, like, it was really two different ball games out there. I think, in the second quarter we had things rolling and scored on 5 of 6 possessions to take the lead into halftime. And then we came out in the third quarter, they kind of had their way a little bit, and they ended up scoring on 7 of the last 9 possessions of the game, albeit one was one that, we kind of let it go in just so we could get the ball back or try to get the ball back on the last touchdown. But it just kind of flipped on us there, and the plays we were making in the first half on both sides of the ball didn't seem to be coming our way in the second half. So, that's an area where we have to do better as coaches. We have to do a bit better job preparing our guys, and we have to do a better job executing a lot of those situations. It was a good football game, and not to take anything away from Campbell. I think they're well coached, they're physical, they have playmakers on both sides of the ball, and you saw what those playmakers could do today. Questions?
Coach, you guys got hit pretty hard with injuries. Any updates on the injuries today?
The game's went over for less than 5 minutes, Mike. I really have no idea. I think we've got 5 or 6 guys that are in the training room right now, and probably have a better update on probably Sunday, Monday, somewhere around there. Yes,
hey, Coach. In the near end of the second quarter, into the first half, you guys kind of went 3 and out. You sped up the play. I know it's easier to say now, but looking back at it, do you now look back and think maybe you guys should have ran the ball out?
Absolutely.
Because that kind of seemed like that was the momentum.
At that point, we were able to get a stop. We went out there on offense. The half was approaching. We felt if we could get another score right before the half, that would really, play to our advantage, and that's what we were attempting to do. As soon as you don't convert on something in that, it flips back the other way on you. But that was our thinking at the time, to try to get another score heading into halftime. And I think had we been able to do that, it may have been a different situation, may have been a different story on the day.
Coach, Jaden with another strong game today, but that touchdown late in the game, that wheel route touchdown, something he mentioned, in the press conference during media day, wanted to improve as a pass catcher. Can you talk about his improvements in the receiving game this year?
Well, I mean, he's somebody that's really a dual threat. We can use him, obviously, carrying the ball, which is, I think, his forte, and that's right in his wheelhouse. But he's also somebody with his speed that, especially if a linebacker's going to cover him or something like that, we think we can create some matchup advantages there. And that's what that play was. It was a matchup advantage. We thought we could get him on the sideline, especially if they're in some type of man coverage or just had a linebacker running with him on a wheel. That's what happened. He got open, and Marquez was able to put the ball right on him.
Well, Coach, if you had to describe it, is it more of a concern? When I say about 2 emotions, is it more of a concern about the points that were given up, or is it more of a frustration about some of the mistakes that were made today? Or if you had to even it out?
That's a good question. I mean, both. I mean, I think it's a combination of both of those things. I mean, you're never happy when you give up a lot of points, and I think a lot of those things, there's frustration with how those things occur. I mean, so I guess my answer to your question is both of them. I mean, you go into a game, you don't plan on doing that, and then when they do happen, it's our job as coaches is to try to step back and figure out why they were happening. Was it a physical matchup? Was it an individual one-on-one matchup? Was it a talent discrepancy? Was it a scheme or a structure problem? And then that's what, as a coaching staff, we have to do.
Marquise, the passing game, it never really got on track. There were some drop passes, some overthrows, and to me, you really never looked totally comfortable back there. Was it something that Campbell was doing, or can you explain what happened today?
Yeah, no, I don't think it was anything Campbell was doing. It was just more just the offense. We were going in spurts. We'd have a nice little groove for a couple drives, and then another drive. We would just try to maybe force some things or just not execute as clean as we wanted to. So they're a great team, but I don't think it was anything they were doing. It's definitely something we could clean up as offense.
Marquez, your third game in the system. Are you kind of feeling more and more comfortable and more, in the system each week?
Yeah, definitely each week I just definitely feel a little more comfortable. I kind of feel like I've been here forever because, I transferred in the spring. But each week I get a little bit more comfortable and trying to attack whatever team we're playing, where we think we can get some advantages. So definitely feel a whole lot more comfortable.
Ryan, step back to the defense today. How disappointing is that for you guys after you really were showing some signs of improvement so far this year?
Yeah. Again, as a whole team, it was a tale of two halves. You know, in the first half we were dominant. We had 7 points leading up to the last couple minutes. Let up a couple scores at the end of the half. Second half we came out, we weren't as efficient. That's on us. That's something we got to take a step back and look at us. But we got a group of 11 or plus guys who won't say die. We're gonna come back. Teams who see us in the future, they're not gonna see anything less than they did today.
Coach, you got 2 non-conference games, winnable games coming up. Do you think you can use those games to get, back on track when you get to play CAA?
Easy for you to say winnable. I mean, the first thing that we have to do as a team and as a program is kind of evaluate where we're at after this game. And in some cases, coming out of Towson, a week ago, maybe we felt we were further ahead than we really are. And we have to take a good hard look at where we are and the reality of it and find out the things that are fixable and then go to work and try to fix them. I mean, it really doesn't matter who the next opponent is. I mean, it matters what we do to correct the things that we felt we didn't do properly today. And that's going to be the focus of our week coming up.
All right, thanks guys.